a beat remodel, 3rd abilities for each Misfit, and a ton of changes to the map. There are a couple Antihero videos that just dropped, and I went through them frame by frame, so let me show you what I found. First of all, points of interest. Bryce mentioned some sort of airdrop like the loot drops from Fortnite.
In the final game, we want a lot of things to do, right? We want things to happen, something falling from the sky.
We also see this in the Kairos video, which I'll show you guys later on. They also mention additional abilities for each Misfit.
One thing I can tell you and I can spoil you with is we're gonna add way more abilities for each Misfit. You have basically 2, right? You have your normal shooting,
yep,
and you have your ultimate. We're gonna add probably two more at least.
That's insane, by the way. 3rd and 4th abilities, that's gonna be crazy. Right now we only have our attack and ultimate. I guess we also have the power up, but then we're adding 2 more abilities to that. That is gonna be insane. This is like the 3rd time that Antihero has mentioned a voice chat.
A voice chat, is that something that you've considered? And
I think it's the most asked feature in the community, and in that friendship building, right, in real life or in video game or anywhere else, you have to meet, you have to go through adversity together, but then you become best friend if you find common points between you and me.
I know playing with my buddies and like voice chatting against other groups, I mean, that is sometimes the most fun part about playing the game. Like, I don't even care if I lose my loot at the end of it because the other guys are so funny when they killed me or something like that, That is super exciting that that's something on your guys' radar.
At this point, it's a matter of how and when they do it. But yeah, this will definitely add a ton of depth to social interactions. Pretty much they were saying that even dying could be funny because of all the silly things that you could say to each other as you die. So like slurs and stuff like that. That's a joke, by the way. They also talked about some sort of group or like clan feature.
So the group feature, you have to imagine like a Facebook group with Discord in the backend, like this Facebook group, there'll be a banner, a title, a description, and the group could be anything. Could be anything you want, anything you care about, and each group will have an unlimited amount of members. Like so many people can join, and I, as a player, can join many groups as well.
Sounds like there will also be some way to commit loot into these groups that you join.
When I extract, when I loot, I can, as a player, I can decide to commit loot in one of the groups I care about. And that loot now is being transferred into points that will rank the different groups.
As we can see here, Bryce is also a utility branch main. Ew. Please stop it. Oh my god, it's so bad. Oh my god.
Yeah.
So even if I die, which I know I do most, I die more than you probably, and it's just like the most efficient way for me.
Yeah, I don't plan on dying, so.
Exactly. We're dead.
Oh, we're dead.
Go ahead, we're dead.
Oh, dude.
Now moving on to video 2, the Kairos video. This is a new part of the map, by the way. We don't have anywhere on the map that's like this. The most obvious thing is the beat point of interest, or POI. Pretty much you get the materials that Beat wants, bring them to him, and he drops relics. You can kind of cheese this by waiting until it's filled, and then just complete it in one go and take the relics for yourself. They wanted POIs to be mostly collaborative to increase the social experience, but yeah, that's why this might not make it into the game. And it looks like this relic marker indicator thing points you to the nearest POI. Once we complete the mission from Beat, the marker reappears pointing somewhere else on the map. I'm guessing that this will always point you in the direction of where your next relic could be, so you're not aimlessly wandering around the map. Honestly, I feel like that's part of the charm of the game. You kind of wander around and find relics, but I could definitely see this being confusing for players that don't know what they're doing, so probably a good change. The next thing I noticed was that there are 3 abilities on Ray. We have this sort of ult looking thing, but it's like slightly more red and it has 3 charges. Obviously a placeholder, but it doesn't seem to charge over time or when he kills this bot. Maybe you have to kill like a mini boss to charge it up, or this suspiciously ammo shaped looking thing. That could be like the ammo to charge Ray's ability up. That could be it. This rocket is unlike anything else we have in the game. I really doubt it's a power up because of the red aura, and none of our gear is rocket shaped, so I doubt it's that either. Speaking of gear, it's also getting a cool redesign. Ray's assault gear is now this cool slick black color, just like I speculated before. Just want to point out I'm smart and clever like that. Then we have this manhole cover that looks like it charges up and then blasts into the air. My guess is that maybe you can stand on it and it'll launch you up into the sky. I don't know, but that looks really fun. I like the sound of that. Video 3, another anti-hero video. So in this video, we can see that joysticks look like they're getting remodeled. The current joysticks don't really fit the game, so remodel makes sense. If we look at the relics in this video, we can also see that there seem to be evil relics, like a corrupted version of the relics, which we have seen before, by the way, in previous developer videos, but I don't know, they label it as evil relics here, so maybe it's some sort of special version of the relic that probably ties into the lore of like zero tampering with the culture of these relics. I don't know, I'm just BSing, but that could be it. In this part of the video, we can see that Beat's boombox also gets a remodel. Beat gets a remodel as well, and I know the colors here don't look the best. That's because it doesn't have the proper lighting that it'll have once it's in game. I'm sure it's a work in progress as well. In this frame, we can also see feet of a new Misfitz, maybe? I mean, I looked at the feet of every other character. There's no other good way to say that, okay? But I looked at the feet of every other character, and maybe this could be Gloss's feet, but like she's standing backwards. It's very possible that they're working on a Gloss remodel here, but it looks like 2D art. Maybe it's just Gloss art for their Instagram page. Maybe, who knows? I'm probably just blowing it out of proportion. I think with the Misfits, they all actually have pretty iconic feet. I know, I'm not trying to be weird, I swear, but like, look. Shade has tentacle feet, Rush has rollerblades, Ray's feet are spiky, Beat, I don't know, his feet are just really big. Everyone has really unique feet. So I doubt it's a new Misfit, it's probably just Gloss. Here we can also see that the developers are snorting cocaine and day drinking. And I mean, if that's what it takes to make games worth sharing, keep going, I guess. We got a match end screen over here with a new fresh rework to the UI. Speaking of UI rework, the skill tree is getting more UI changes. They're going through a lot of iterations. It must be pretty hard to develop something like this. I don't love how they removed the slant because, you know, it looked cool, it looked a bit edgy, but I guess it'll help the new players though, and that's probably the most important. Over here, we have some sort of mock-up for the menu UI, and it looks like there's some sort of daily win system similar to Brawl Stars. Surely not, right? How would you even have daily wins in Misfits? That doesn't really make sense. If you're not up to date with the latest Misfits updates, I do have another video here that went over the previous update. That is all I got for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed this breakdown, and I will see you guys in the next schizophrenic rant. Bye-bye.